Campbell. I'm my other co-host.
Original Mole Gamer.
And today is episode 112 of the OG podcast.
112. Isn't that like a R&B group back in the day?
Yeah, actually, yeah. The whole peaches and cream. And,
Peaches and cream, yep.
And we could do it anywhere. And
Yep.
you know, it's funny. We could do this podcast anywhere.
Look at that.
Because it's mobile. So, I mean,
yeah.
we could do it on the counter. We could do it in the kitchen.
we could do it in the shower.
We could do, well, I don't know. Yeah, we could do it in the shower. I don't know if my laptop is waterproof. But
hey, there are some phones that are waterproof.
Yeah, I mean, we could. I mean, if we get.
The only awkward thing would be like the actual water sounds in the background. That might be a little distracting, but
hey, yeah, that we're like two guys in a shower. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to help each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but yes,
we'll kind of move on from that.
Yes, but yes, episode 112 of the OG podcast. But
absolutely,
yes. So, how's your week been, buddy?
It's been good. A lot of grinding on Shadowverse due to some new stuff that they're doing. Like Cygames is so creative and keeping this game more interesting. And they do it through the Grand Prix because every now and then they throw something random in there that's just like, wow. And they really did it this time. So I'll be talking about that today. And then I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, doing more of the story stuff. Trying to collect my favorite heroes, but it's all a chance. So I haven't really gotten any of my favorites yet, but we're working on it. But I'm still doing the story, enjoying that game a lot. Haven't really played much of anything else, though, believe it or not, just those two games.
Nice. I've been playing a lot of Division 2. Really enjoying Division 2. I played a little bit of Apex yesterday for the season pass that finally dropped. A little disappointed. Actually, a lot of disappointed. I understand it's for charity, but even if it's for charity, they should have put a lot more work into the season pass, in my opinion. But yeah, very disappointed. Getting ready for the Cerebral Palsy stream with the Cerebral Palsy Foundation on Monday. Hopefully, I will be better by then. I should be. I will be taking tomorrow off and Friday off to get better. If it wasn't for this Google situation, I'd be taking today off too. But we can't miss. Yo, Crew Dog, thank you so much for the host. But we cannot miss this opportunity to talk about Mr. Stadia or Stardia.
How Dog said, "Get well, brother."
Stadia,
yes. Thank you, Crew Dog.
That'll be later, yes.
yes. And thank you, Crew Dog. Thank you so much, man. And I do have the chat bot on today to speak to read the chat because I am doped up on meds and I don't want to misread anything. So the chat bot will be reading comments today. I'm putting her in work on the podcast. If it bothers anybody, I do apologize, but it's to help me because I'm doped up on meds. Woo! And for those that don't know, I did get my wife's flu and my daughter's flu, and I have flu type A, brought to you by the bird flu and the cat flu. Those are things that it can turn into. Very contagious after the first 3 days. So, yeah. And what really sucks is...
said, "Hope you blocked Goose."
Hope I blocked Goose. Nah, I didn't block him. I don't think he'll be coming in here today. I don't know. He might. He doesn't really ever show up on podcast days. Sometimes he does. What did I say? But anyway, yeah. So definitely, for those that don't know, yeah, I definitely got the flu. I'll be taking, like I said, tomorrow off and Friday off to get better by Monday. But the sucky thing is my package actually came in from Cerebral Palsy Foundation, and I'm not going to be able to go get it because I'm like highly contagious. I can't go into the office and get my package. So, RIP, I don't know what I'm going to do because my wife doesn't get off work until after the office is closed. So, this will be interesting. So we'll see what happens. And they sent me a surprise, and I don't know what it is. So I don't know. All these companies sending me surprises. I love it. It's pretty cool.
Surprises are awesome.
Huh? Yeah, I know. Surprises are awesome, especially when it comes to gaming stuff and electronics.
Yep.
So those are my like two favorite things. You can put a big old smile on my face. You want to put a smile on my
Yeah.
face? Have electronics show up at my door. I'll be happy. And pizza, and Pepsi. And this is probably the most disappointing thing right now is I can't even have a Pepsi. That sucks. I have to
That
drink.
means I have to have my second one for you, though.
Yes, you do. You have to have it
Yeah.
because I have to drink nothing.
Although
Go
I
ahead.
have been buying those 12-ounce bottles instead of because the 20-ounce bottles are super expensive these days, unless you can find a store that has them on sale. So I've been buying the 8-pack of the 12-ounce bottles because they're only like $4 and change. So
Interesting.
that's in my they're like the little baby Pepsis, if you will. That's
I
what we call them.
I do the whole can thing because it's cheaper. You could get like, huh?
I have a problem with cans because they're not sealable, and cats may knock it over. I may knock it over. Like I'm a bull at a china shop, bro. Like when I walk in, it's a store. I'm like, I can't be doing cans.
Oh yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. Remember we used to walk in my house and always break all my stuff all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
you
trust
be-
me anywhere. Yeah, take me anywhere.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. Very, very true. Although we do take you everywhere we can. But yeah, so it's definitely crazy. But my week's been pretty good as far as gaming wise. I've been playing a lot of chess. Our good buddy from Chess Club has finally initiated his challenge.
Uh-oh.
Dun 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 dun. I actually made the first move mistake. I didn't move my E3 pawn. I didn't do
The
the.
dog said, I feel you, brother. I'm not able to retain fluids myself, if you know what I
You
mean.
didn't do your famous opening right?
Took Ecto
No,
and asked Boobies
I
to
didn't.
get me some Gatorade on the way home.
Oh man, Gatorade's probably good. Gatorade or Pedialyte or I'm more of a Powerade fan, to be honest.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I drink Powerade, and then when I drink Powerade, I buy the Blue Mountain Blast. That's the
Yeah.
only one that I like.
Dude, whatever not energy drink. I don't know. What do you call those sports drinks?
They're sports drinks, yeah.
Any sports
Just
drink.
TV said I'm not able to retain fluids either. Coffee seems to be my lubricant.
GB. I wish I could drink coffee right now.
Hi Angela. Hi at Handikilkem. Hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, me too. I hope I feel better soon too. I gotta feel better by Monday. That's the goal. So like I said, for those that are coming in, I will be taking tomorrow off. I will be taking Friday off, so I could just rest and try not to play Division 2. It's so hard. I wanted to play Division 2 so bad last night, and I was like, I can't do it. If I do it, I'm not gonna get any sleep. And yeah. But so yeah, but back on the sports drink thing. If you get my opinion, doesn't matter what sports drink it is, blue is always the safest one to get. Even in the Gatorades, the
Just
blue
DB
ones.
said I guess you slamming your head into the microphone so many times on the sub alert finally beat it in your head to go to the doctor without hesitation.
Yeah, definitely. The first time that it happened, I and I waited. I shouldn't have waited, and so I'm glad I went, considering I didn't even know how serious it was. This time, flu type A is no joke. It's no joke. Cats can get it, but it's like it turns into the cat flu, and then they can get other cats sick, which is kind of crazy. Technically, flu type A is another form. Is actually can turn into the bird flu, which is the swine flu. So the swine flu epidemic is back, but they got me on Tamiflu, and some cough syrup. But cough syrup wasn't ready and won't be ready until Thursday. So a lot of good that was.
Just DB said good morning BFAM and at Angela06.
It was a lot of. It was crazy because you already know I'm on Medicaid and Medicare and my insurance, and I'm at urgent care. Okay, I'm like at a little mini emergency room area, and they're like, "Yeah, we can't see you without authorization." And I was like, "Authorization?"
Angela said at just underscore DA
I
good
was,
morning smile.
I was like, "What kind of authorization do you need?" Well, we need authorization from your insurance, and they're like, "It's past 7 o'clock." They may not answer the phone, and I was like, I was just here like 4 months ago for a freaking sinus infection. What do you mean? And they're like, well, yeah, we may not be able to see you. I was like, who? I was like, so when does a person in urgent care or quote unquote emergency room get to like denied care? Like I was like, okay. I was like, okay, God, this is in your hands. I was like, I'm not gonna get mad, not gonna get upset. But yeah, apparently I have two cards, and I showed them the wrong one, so that's all that was.
Mm.
But the whole insurance thing is stupid. It's so complicated. Like,
It's very complicated, yeah.
okay, so here's another funny thing, right? Uh, my wife, she gets medical insurance through her job, right? And they take out of her paycheck or whatever. It's supposed to be this really good insurance, right? Tell me why the medicines that she got when she was sick, which is the same ones that I had, were cheaper. were cheaper if she didn't use her insurance. They were actually gonna cost more if she used her insurance. How does that make any
That
sense?
makes no sense at all.
Yeah. So like with her insurance, it was gonna be like $100 and something dollars. Without her insurance, it was $80.
Just DB
So
said
that's dumb.
contract dollars right there.
Like, what's the point of having insurance if you're gonna pay everything out of pocket anyway?
Yeah, that's what my wife said. My wife was like, "What's the point?" Even she was like, "If I gotta pay out of pocket and I'm paying for her insurance, why am I gonna pay more with the insurance?" You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was just stupid. Insurance is confusing in all other ways. Even Medicaid and Medicare is confusing because
Yeah.
they got the whole sub plans now. I miss the old Medicaid and Medicare back in the day when you didn't have all these other small companies trying to like come in like what is it? I don't remember any of the names, but you know what I'm saying. And then you got to pick and choose a name, and if you don't pick and choose a name, Medicaid will pick one for you, and they always pick like the worst one. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But in other news, let's go into gaming. So, what's the first topic you want to talk about? The main topic I want to talk about is Stadia. So you can go ahead and take all the time you need, sir.
Well, yeah, we'll let that be the meat and potatoes for later on. But the first thing I am going to drop is a little bit of Shadowverse updates for those who play the card game. This past Grand Prix that's currently still going on is something new that they've decided to do, which I love. This is one of the best times to play in the Grand Prix. So for those who don't know, basically Grand Prix you get to play for free once per day, and then you have 5 rounds, and then you get prizes based off of how many wins you get.
Uh
Now, if you win a certain amount of rounds, you may get to a higher group or a lower group, and then you can get prizes based on that for the following week, so on and so forth. And
huh.
typically, they have different formats. You're either playing, rotation, which is the newer cards, or unlimited, which is everything. Well, they threw a little wrench in here. So instead of having to pick one of your decks to play with, they actually picked the actual game itself showed a list of about 12 different decks that you can choose from,
Huh.
which were tier decks in their time
Uh
without any nerf, no
huh.
nerf.
Wow.
So every card was playable the way it was intended before they all got changed. I
Huh.
was so happy to see that.
Wow.
And yeah, it's awesome to be able to play the cards for a lot much cheaper, doing better things. Like PDK is much better. I didn't know PDK was actually nerfed, but apparently they nerfed PDK. I never knew that.
Wow.
Yeah, because see, PDK right now, I think it's like I think it costs like 4 and it's a 1.3 or something like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Back in the day, it only costed 3 and it was a 1.5.
Oh
So it
wow.
was much bigger. Yeah, and it still had the same effects and everything. But so that's kind of an example. Like they got rid of all the nerfs and you could play it and the decks are already constructed. So you can pick any class and any of the top
W-
tier decks in its time
What
and you
are
can play.
what are the rewards for winning?
You either get rubies or packs.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's the same with any other Grand Prix as far as the
Right,
rewards are
right, right,
concerned.
right.
Well,
See,
if you make it to Group A and you do well, you get packs from the new set that's going to be coming in a few weeks,
oh,
which
that's
is the
cool.
next update. Is the
Yeah.
new set coming out towards the end of the month? So big deal too.
Yes. So what pack is getting eliminated?
I don't remember off the top of my
Oh,
head, but I can look it up real quick.
okay. Um.
Um,
Yeah, I saw y'all talking about it in the group, and it was like so much talking going on, like I couldn't keep up, so I didn't know exactly what y'all were talking about. Uh.
mhm.
So, but okay, now I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
JSB said CHER22 Handicom J.
Yo,
it's a
thank you
lot of
for the
fun.
biddies,
Hey, y'all for the
boobies.
biddies. 120, 30, 40,
Biddy song.
50, 60 biddies, biddies. Man, look at all them biddies. Thank y'all for the biddies.
Thank you for the biddies, boobies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool, actually. Huh.
Yep. And then the set that will be rotating will be Chronogenesis.
Huh.
So
I'm trying.
that's
I don't think I have anything in Chrono Genesis actually. I'm trying to remember.
I don't really have all the cards memorized by set, so I'm not too sure what's going to be lost. But
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty much the updates. The new Grand Prix, which I think is awesome. I'm glad that Side Games always comes up with new, interesting ideas, and I'm also excited about the new set that will be dropping soon. I don't know a specific date yet, but it's supposed to be sometime this month. So probably within the next couple of weeks, it'll
Goose Amateur
probably
said you feeling
drop. So
better
I'll be
nasty.
definitely saving up some packs and just buying a bunch, and hopefully it gets good stuff.
no, I'm not feeling better yet, Goose. But I was lucky to catch it early enough um, to where like I should be okay by Monday. Yeah, I'm only on today to talk about Stadia. 'Cause Stadia is a big something big that's gonna happen. I don't know, Well, I'll give my opinion when we talk about it, but I have some big reservations that my wife brought up too, which is very interesting.
Yeah,
Which
there are other people too, like Philip DeFranco. He brought it up in his show, and he said that he's hopeful but skeptical, excited but skeptical. So yeah,
here
there's a lot of that going on.
here's the major plus about the whole thing, and and it's gonna make Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo better.
Well, you know what's funny about that? There's already one of those three consoles that already has a head start on that.
With Xbox.
Yep, Microsoft. Because
Yeah.
remember, we mentioned a while back where Microsoft was thinking about not doing an actual console, but just doing kind of a
Yeah.
service kind of thing, which is making games. So Microsoft's already kind of in that running. It's just
But
something that the other companies may have to
the
think about.
only thing about Xbox is they have poor execution when it comes to those things, and Xbox is not really reliable. And the thing that scares me about, well, it doesn't scare me, but the thing that worries me about Microsoft is they don't have Google's kind of power or money. So I mean, the thing, one of the things that people are forgetting about, and I said we weren't going into this topic yet, but this is something for food of thought. You have to remember that Google has ISP like demand over everything. This is why, like, no matter what you do, Google doesn't never lag. You know what I mean? Like, Google is always on point. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. And, Microsoft don't kind of have that kind of power. PlayStation don't have that kind of power. But my biggest thing about um the state of whatever, blah blah blah, is execution. Because we've never really see like Google like execute at this big kind of scale, and I'm kind of not worried about the 4K and the resolution kind of thing, because at some point we thought we thought YouTube.
Just DB said at JSB00B, hello sweetheart.
We didn't think we were gonna be able to watch 4K video on YouTube, but we can, and it's so I think if anybody could pull it off, it could be Google. But my main concern is, well, two main concerns is execution and price. They never mentioned the price. You notice that? You watched the whole video or no?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you notice how they never mentioned the price. So
yeah, I noticed that.
Or gave a hint of the price. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
JSB said at just underscore good morning BFAM. Purple heart.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription.
Yeah, it's gonna be a subscription for sure.
Yeah. So, and it depends. It depends. But before we get into Stadia, we'll go ahead and continue with our little small topics that
JSB posted a link.
She posted a link.
JSB said number facts.
That actually Microsoft has more money than Google. But okay, my question is that
Crew Dog said they said it would be subscription based like Netflix.
my question is that like Microsoft in like as a whole company, or is that just in the gaming area? So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. So apparently,
Yeah, I mean, as far as money is concerned, they both have enough money to do whatever they want. They're both big companies, so whether one has more money than the other doesn't really matter, because the amount of money that it's going to cost, I'm sure they both can afford. It's just a matter of how much they want to put into it.
Yeah, and like my thing with Microsoft is like they had a bad reputation so far. As they were talking about the cloud and Xbox One, when the Xbox One first, came out, and they were like, the cloud's gonna take on the load of the gaming and stuff, and Xbox didn't deliver. So, even if they have more money than Microsoft, Microsoft doesn't always deliver what they say they're gonna do. And that's on the only company that's been able to deliver what they say they're gonna do has been Nintendo. Let's just be real. It may not be fast terafloppies, the flops, and all this stuff. But the only one that has ever been honest about saying, look, we're gonna do this and this is what our console's gonna do, and it's Nintendo. And I'm not even being a Nintendo fanboy. I don't even own anything Nintendo at this point. And so
Hi Just DB. Microsoft head of gaming Phil Spencer said about the Stadia reveal, their announcement is validation of the path we embarked on 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah, see? Yeah, exactly. Microsoft was trying to do this with the Xbox One. But in my opinion, like, this is my opinion, like, they missed the mark. They could have done it. They could have already done it. And so, in my opinion, like they missed the mark. So like Google said, you know what, we're taking the lead. But yeah, Microsoft was trying to do this 2 years ago. Microsoft was trying to do this with Crackdown 3. That was like their main game that they were showcasing that was going to be able to do.
Just DB. None of this matters until this country's internet infrastructure is overhauled.
Yeah. Well, apparently from what Google's saying in the thing, like, because I watched the video too, they saying that the that they got fiber. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
DB said need fiber to fiber connections between user and data centers.
I mean, they made it seem like that there's fiber like there's fiber everywhere. I don't know. I don't see fiber everywhere. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see. My big thing. Okay, so my big thing about it that I'm not mentioning yet is something that like nobody's brought up. Okay, but it's very, 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 very alarming. Okay, and it's very alarming. But we'll go ahead and get on to the rest of the show. Why don't you go ahead there, OG?
Okay, I guess I can bring something else up. One
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, just to kind of do an update on last week when I mentioned about the whole Octopath Traveler going to mobile and a lot of people being upset. Square Enix did confirm that they are making another Octopath Traveler for the Switch. They actually have confirmed that. So for those out there that are complaining that they're not getting another Octopath Traveler for the Switch, yes, you are. It's just coming later. So hold your horses. And I actually found this article, and it does mention that they've already started, working on the new game. The mobile game is not going to be what this new game is. It's something a bit different. So because the mobile game is only supposed to be a prequel, and then the new game is supposed to be just something else in general, still Octopath Traveler, but not the prequel. So, but yes, you are getting Switch fans. You are getting a new Octopath Traveler. You just have to wait for it. That's all it is. I just needed to bring that up since that was kind of a thing last week.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, just know that's a thing. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of updates that came out. A lot of updates came out for Overwatch. I didn't really get to play it because it came out yesterday, and I've been sick, and so I didn't really play. Apex Legends came out with an update or a season pass. I was gonna rant. I'm not gonna go too crazy with my rant because I'm sick. But I just want to say this to say this. If you are going to give me a 3 gig update, and you doing all this stuff, giving me all these little gauges to mess around with my aim and stuff. Like, for those that don't know, that you can now change your aim curve now in Apex. Like, I mean, you could already change it, but now you can customize it. Like, you can do all these. Like, you can pretty much make your own curve. But one of the main problems that they have not done for Apex, and I'm fine with the bland skins. I started thinking about it. I'm fine with all the skins, not being what they should be because it's for charity. Yes, it sucks because I wish they would have put more energy into it. But the main thing that upsets me about Apex right now is that they did all this patchwork. They supposedly fixed the hitboxes and all this, but they did not fix the random lag when the game, and this is some crazy lag. This is Matrix lag. This is not even rubber band lag. You literally are going slow. So that's the thing that's disappointing for me, that you put all this time and effort into doing all this stuff that and then you put all this time and effort into these skins and they don't even look that amazing, in my opinion. Everybody I know that I've talked to, they have not liked these skins. So my thing is this. You put all this time and energy into all this stuff, and then it doesn't look top-notch amazing. But yet, you don't fix the lag. I just don't understand gaming companies' priorities. And it's because it's not on if it was on PC, it'd be fixed. But the fact that it's on, I haven't seen it on PC yet. It might be on PC, but I doubt it. I I was so disappointed yesterday that when I got played like what, I at least had 2 or 3 games with that lag. Okay, that's what stopped me from playing PUBG. Was that kind of stupid stuff? The lag.
The dog said when it comes to Stadia, when we launch, we will be able to get to 4K but only raise that bandwidth to about 30 megabits per second, Harrison said. He did not clarify if 4K resolution will still run at 60 frames per second with that 30 Mbps connection speed.
They didn't confirm a lot yesterday. They just they spoke. And again, it's funny, like nobody's brought up the main problem yet. It's funny. Everybody's worried about connection. Everybody's worried about speed, but there's a bigger problem. There's a bigger problem. But let me finish my Apex rant. So my thing is like, you know, you put all that time and energy into that, but yet you don't fix your lag problem. And like I said, that's what stopped me from playing PUBG was you know, lag and like showing like getting stuck in cars and stuff like that. Hold on one second. So like that's my major issue with that. So I'm very disappointed with Apex Legends right now. Very, very disappointed because you did things that were like not major issues, or at least what the community thought, and I guess everybody's more worried about hitboxes than the lag. But yeah, that is my Apex rant. So I'm very upset with if it doesn't get fixed soon. I may not play it. Because there's nothing worse than that happening and then you die because of that. So, your thoughts on that?
Problem. Well, basically, it's going to be replacing your PUBG rap. I mean, that's basically what I see out of it.
Yes.
So something is now replacing PUBG. Congrats.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm just.
Magi Seth said, "Wait, you're talking about Apex?
Yes.
What lag? I maybe see lag 1 match a day."
I saw it on stream 3 matches. 3 matches. The fact that it's still there, it shouldn't even be there though. You shouldn't even get it 1 match per day. You shouldn't even get. I got it 3 or 4 matches yesterday, and we got killed because of it. Angela was here. Angela was playing with me. Who else was here? Dark Angel was playing with me. Infamous was playing with me. We all were getting that lag. We got it like 3 or 4 games. And Infamous explained what it was.
said, "I don't know about you guys, but I prefer to buy 2nd generation tech. 1st gen usually has tons of issues, and then the 2nd gen is better. So, if Microsoft launches after Google, then they will have the benefit of learning from Google's mistakes." Seth said, servers do stuff every now and again. When 99% of my stuff is okay, I don't freak out over 1%.
But here's the problem. Okay, as much as I don't like Fortnite, okay, Fortnite was not a AAA company. Okay, right? And like their server issue is like not as bad as Apex's server issue. Okay, the fact that I could pick the server that I want to go to and I still get the lag, it's an issue. It's an issue. And the fact that they don't want to fix that is an issue. Or address it, because it's like how Infamous says, it's actually not a server issue. It's it's how they did the layers in the game. It's actually not an internet thing. And the way he brought it up is because the same thing happens in Rainbow Six. And
DB said Fortnite/Epic has been AAA for a long time, but I understand your frustration. You have to consider a lot of factors with your frustration.
Well, I mean this. Like they weren't triple
Magi
A
Seth
when
said
they
a
when
lot
they
more
when
people
they when
complained
they
about cheaters that I saw. And the way they handled cheaters was brilliant.
did, but it doesn't stop cheaters. Just because they ban people doesn't mean it stops it. People are always gonna cheat. Like everybody's giving them praise for stopping the cheaters, but like you can't. You're not like just because they ban somebody.
Just DB said you can't stop cheaters entirely.
Yeah, exactly. You can't stop them. Like everybody's giving Apex praise, but you can't stop it. What's stopping me from cheating and then creating another account and doing it again? Nothing. Nothing. If I really wanted to keep cheating and I wanted to cheat in Apex, nothing's stopping me. Not that I ever do cheat in Apex. I'm just saying.
Magi Seth said a hardware ban handy.
Hardware, but guess
Magi
what?
Seth said, didn't you see that?
I can get around you can get around the hardware ban, Max. It's not hard. It's just a thing. It's not. It's if you really want to do it, you could do it. it's not. It's not. It's just little kids are getting banned, so it's not that big of an issue. They're not gonna go and make the effort. They're not gonna go and make the effort to getting around the hardware ban. It's not hard to get around a hardware ban. They did hardware bans back in the SOCOM 2 days. You would get your PlayStation 2 ban, and you know what I mean. So, and what I mean, what about the Fortnite thing? Epic was not like, you know, a AAA company. I think when Fortnite came about, I knew they had Unreal Engine and stuff like that, but I don't think if they were, then I do apologize on that. But I never knew Epic to be a AAA company until until after Fortnite. Because I thought that was the big thing, that they did better than PUBG, and they were both independent companies. So I could be wrong. But
Just DB said Epic made Gears of War.
Did they? I didn't know that. I did not know Epic made Gears of War. I thought the guy that did Lawbreakers made Gears of War. I did not know that. I know. Microsoft owns Gears of War now, but I think
Just DB said he used to be.
You know, Microsoft is the only company I thought you could play Gears on. I don't think you've been able to play it on Sony. I thought it was
no. He didn't say Sony. He's talking about Epic, like the company Epic.
Epic, okay.
Yeah. He used to. Oh, I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. So that was just me not knowing. But yeah, I mean, it's not hard to get past the hardware ban. All you got to do is just, 9 times out of 10, those kind of people, if they really want to
Just
cheat.
DB said they sold the Gears of War IP to Microsoft Studios when he left.
Okay. See, that's what I thought. So I'm somewhat right. But here's the thing, though. Like, if you want to get past the hardware ban, it's not hard to do. 9 times out of 10, people that are serious into cheating, they got other PlayStations and other, stuff. They got other equipment to get past it. They got other things that can block. There's so many things. I remember this guy that I went to his house one time, and like he could be like, he was showing me. Like it was like back in the Xbox One days, and like he was already quote unquote what is it, hardware banned for like modding his Xbox, like his first, like the very first Xbox, right? And he had this thing. All he had to do was like hit a switch, so when he was online, like it was a different. It like he had it connected to his computer, so it like generated like this other thing and made it seem like it was a different Xbox. There's ways to get around it. It's just how bad do you really want to cheat? So yeah, of course they did it. They got rid of a lot of cheaters because those weren't really serious about it. It's just kids. It's just streamers trying to to make a buck, an easy buck, because it basically, people like the content, and so they see that, they're like, oh, look at that dude, you know what I'm saying, that dude's amazing, and then they come to find out he's cheating. So yeah, they're not gonna put that much effort into it, but cheating is never gonna, like, you can't get rid of it completely. There's always gonna be ways around it, loopholes around it. You're always gonna deal with cheaters. I mean, practically, like, do y'all realize? Look up the FPS Dominator right now. Okay, that is something that can't be hardware banned. Okay, they specifically have cheats in their software to cheat in Apex.
Just DB said cheating is easy. Did you know the Cronus Max comes with aimbot and rapid fire mods built in?
Yeah, exactly. And again, those are things that can't be stopped right now. That's one of the things that I don't like. That's why before I had my Scuff. That's why I don't have my FPS. That I didn't use my FPS Dominator, because you could see that I had the FPS Dominator, and I didn't want to be accused of cheating at any point at any time. But the FPS Dominator for the PlayStation and the Xbox, both, they come equipped with before Apex come out it didn't, but every time they have an update, and they come with Apex Legends specifically cheats, and they go right to your controller. It's not it's really not hard to do. It's very simple to do, and you can get not that I'm promoting this, but I just want to show you how simple it is. The FPS Dominator for the PS4 is only $40, $40 to $30. So $40 to $30, you can. Let me. Oh man, I wish I had the video on me.
DB said BRB. Grab my lunch.
All right, I'm messaging you back too, by the way. So the FPS Dominator comes with for the Apex Legends, comes with a thing that actually tracks your target, like very little. They say it's not an aimbot, but it kind of tracks it like how the aim assist is in Call of Duty. And sure enough, I watched the dude, because I'm subscribed to FPS Dominator because I have one. So anything that comes up with new FPS Dominator, I see it. And there was a guy, they released an Apex Legends video. It was on how to get better Apex Legends, and he showed all these like little cheats. There's also a what is it called? Like a reload cancel cheat. There's all these different kind of cancel cheats that the FPS Dominator does that you can do. Yes, you could do the reload cancel without the cheat, but they have it where like it will do it for you. There's all these different kinds of cheats that the FPS Dominator comes, and the Cronus Max. The Cronus Max has the same kind of stuff. So I mean, yeah, and that stuff you can't stop. So again, I do understand what like what you're saying, and I it's cool, but at the same time, like, until companies learn that, until they can stop companies like FPS Dominator and Cronus Max having those kind of cheats and all that kind of stuff, I'm just not impressed, honestly. I'm just not. And that's just my opinion, because it's just, that's like me saying, oh, well, I could go on mobile PUBG and then download Octopus. I can download mobile PUBG, download Octopus, and use my controller, and yeah, they banned me, but okay. But that's not stopping like the like the source of the cheating. Like, there's other things that you could do that could cheat, and that they don't stop. They don't stop FPS Dominators. They don't stop Cronus Max. And you could use Cronus Max and FPS Dominators on anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, like DB was saying, it's too easy to cheat, and it's not something that's ever gonna stop. Like cheating in games is like a religious war. The one way, the more you the more you try to stop it, the more somebody else is gonna try to come and figure out a way to get around it. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That was my rant, and my rant on cheating brought to you by water, because I can't drink Pepsi.
There you have it.
Yeah. So.
Well, on to some lighter news. For those that are collectors and those who like things that are more of in the classic type era, um, our wonderful group of people at Konami is releasing a few old school games on select systems like PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and Steam. So for anybody that either likes Konami's arcade classics, the Castlevania series, or the Contra series, you're going to be able to actually purchase these from on basically any major console, including Steam, for I think it's like $19.99 a piece.
Interesting.
If I'm not mistaken. Now the arcade classics are coming out first. I believe that they released April 18th of 2019 will be when the arcade classic comes out. The Castlevania and the Contra Anniversary Collection, it just says early 2019, but they didn't put a specific date on those. So the Contra and Castlevania collections you have to wait for. But they do have a list of games that you can play as far as the arcade classics. I'll go over some of them. I'm only familiar with a few of these, but the arcade classics are going to include Haunted Castle, Ajax, Gradius, Gradius 2, Salamander, Thundercross, Scramble, Twin Bee, and some kind of a bonus book thing. But those are going to be the games you can play as far as the arcade classics from Konami. And then,
and this is on what system?
All of them.
Huh, interesting.
It's Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. And then when the Castlevania comes out, they're going to include the first Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3, Castlevania 4. And then for the Contra collection, they're going to have Contra, Super Contra, the arcade version, Super C, which is the Nintendo version, and Contra 3. So I thought that was pretty cool because, like I said, I love the classics. I'm a huge Contra fan in general, so I'm probably going to end up getting the Contra collection myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna ask you. Are you getting the Contra one?
Yeah, the Contra one I'm going to probably get for sure, and then the arcade one I might get because I do like the Gradius series. Those are actually some of my favorite older arcade games I used to play. So I'm looking forward to that. So not sure if I'm going to buy it because I'm only going to play the two Gradius games. The other games I really don't know much about, but we'll see. That's kind of up in the air. But like I say, anytime a company does like anniversary collections, I'm all over it because I still have the Mega Man collection. I also have the Sega collection that has like all the Sonic games, Shining Forces, and all that. So like, yeah, I'm all about like collector, like anniversary collections. I usually eat them up.
Nice. And it's digital too, so that's pretty interesting.
Oh, actually, that brings up something. The arcade class is going to be digital only. You're not going to be able to get a physical copy. They didn't say anything about the Castlevania and the Contra one, so I don't know if those are going to be digital only or if you're going to be able to buy a disc. But they did specifically say for the arcade classics it will be digital only.
Nice, interesting.
Yeah.
So you'll actually have to buy a digital game. Oh no. I know you.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be the first time, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but you're more of a physical kind of guy. You like physical
copy.
I'm
a physical copy guy. I do.
That way, you always have it, even when they take the game from the store.
Exactly, because digital only is good for so long, depending on where you're getting it from, and you only have so much space on your gaming hard drive, unless I want to buy it extended.
Right.
Because
Well,
I really don't. I'm
yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
lie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and I never do it. So
Yeah.
it's not that I don't do it. It's just like, man, it's just I don't know, man. It's crazy, but it's I don't know. Apparently, we're not gonna need that no more if if
Mhm.
with what happens with Stadia. I don't know why they name it such a hard name, man. Why not name it GG? The gaming Google Gaming GG. I'm just saying that'd have been awesome. But anyway, yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. I was into Contra too. Well, I was into the arc. I wonder if what is it, Galaga? Wonder if Galaga is gonna be one of the arcade games. I
They
might.
didn't put it on there. So I'm thinking no.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, no, because Pac-Man does their own thing. They do their own thing. They have their own. They sell their own games separately from all the other
Yeah.
Pac.
They're only Konami related.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's not Namco,
arcade games.
is
So
it?
it's not going to be Namco, Atari, anything like that. It's strictly anything released by Konami.
I don't even remember any Atari. Freaking Konami arcade games right now.
Well, what kind of bothers me, if I'm not mistaken, the Ninja Turtles Konami.
Oh,
And
I
what
think you're
bothers
right.
me is that I actually liked that, and I'm surprised they wouldn't add that. Because could you think of the possibilities? So let's say you do Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, on like Steam or PS4 or whatever. You can make it like 4 players, especially with everybody having online services. You could probably play 4 player co-op online. You know how
Yeah,
much fun that would be?
that'd be fun. They
Yeah.
probably do, but it's just probably sold separately. I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Yeah,
After.
because I looked at the list of games and Ninja Turtle isn't on there, but I'm pretty sure that Ninja Turtles was Konami. I could be wrong, but I
No,
want to say that was Konami.
I think they are Konami. Hold on, let's see. Let's ask Google. Okay, Google. Was Ninja Turtles arcade game made by Konami? Yeah, they were made by Konami in
Yeah, I
1989.
thought so. Yep, I thought so.
Yeah. Yep. Those were like
So
the.
that's my biggest disappointment. I think that was a missed opportunity, especially for Nintendo, because Nintendo, they're really pushing, the online service with all these new games that can come out. I mean, they could get away with, dropping like, Ninja Turtles, doing a 4 player co-op, or maybe even 4 player just connecting switches. Either way, that's a really good opportunity to get people to kind of play together. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I mean, I know it's on PlayStation because my brother-in-law has Ninja Turtles. The old arcade Ninja Turtles on his, I think on his PS4. That's why I'm about to look to see if it's on PS4. I just, I just think they're selling it separately.
yeah.
Which
But
is
the question is it a 4 player co-op?
I think so. Yeah, I think
So
so.
if that's the case, then that's cool. Then
But
that's
I think it's 4 player local co-op. I don't think it's online co-op.
and that's okay too. I mean, because it's not like you're having to play split screen or anything, so
Right.
that's perfectly fine.
Right. Yeah. It's just you gotta always account for the guy that doesn't follow the group and it takes the longest time to get to the other side so the map can scroll. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Like in Streets of Rage. That's another some of my favorite games too, like Streets of Rage,
Yeah.
2. Man.
Mhm.
Man. All right, man.
Oh,
I think I'm ready to jump into the meat and potatoes because it might be a while.
yeah. Okay, good.
So Google has announced their console called Stadia. What is it called?
Stadia, and it's
Stadia.
not a console.
Oh yeah, it's not a console. It's a service.
That's the biggest thing that I have. I've been saying this for months. It's not a console. It's only a rumor that it was going to be a console.
All
But
right.
I knew it was going to be an actual service. So
Yes.
it's not a console.
Yes, and you are able to play AAA games from a browser. That can.
Just DB said sounds like a medicine.
It does. it's just not something that I'm like, ooh, Stadia. You know what I mean? Stadia, play your games on Stadia today. I don't know. It's just I think they missed the mark.
Dog said it is sugar free.
I think they missed the mark on the name. I really do.
I honestly don't think it matters. In all honesty, like, because let's be honest, like, I've never necessarily been hype about the name, Xbox or the name Nintendo or the name PlayStation. Like, it's. I don't think that the name is really that big a deal. I really don't.
Yeah, but apparently you'll be able to play AAA titles across any Chrome browser, including your phone, your tablet, your PC, and your TV. If you have a Chromecast HD thing, doggle thing on your TV, and you can use their controller or you can use an existing controller. Their controller will connect via Wi-Fi. I don't know how necessarily. They say you can use other controllers, but I don't know necessarily how your controller would hook up to it. I'm not sure. Considering I'm not sure if the Xbox controller can hook up Wi-Fi. I don't think so. I think it's all Bluetooth. I could be wrong. So it'll be interesting to see. There's probably going to be an adapter that you can plug and play. And I don't know, man. Why don't you give me your first opinion on it so far?
Well, I like the idea. I'm actually really excited about it. I'm excited that there's going to be a service that is going to push people to accept playing things mobilely instead of always having to have a console.
Right.
PC obviously is already kind of ahead because it's PC ready.
Right.
So those that are in the PC are already going to be okay with it no matter what. The fact that there's going to be crossplay among all of
Yes.
the ways that you can play, on top of being able to keep your saves across all platforms, which
Right.
I think is also fantastic. So I think there's a lot of potential there. I'm
Yes.
really excited about it. Absolutely.
Here, and I'm very excited about it too because now I can finally play like the games that I want to play without hardware being in the way of me not being able to play. Like the
Yeah.
PC, like certain PC games, like I can't play. PUBG, for instance, the good PUBG, I can't play because of hardware in the way. And I think that's where it's going, if it's executed properly, that's where it's going to change the game, because no longer are you going to be like, well, I don't have the right processor, I don't have the right graphics card, I don't have the right such and such to run the game, so I'm not going to be able to play the game. And Google said, no worry, you want to play the game, you can play the game.
Just DB said good PUBG.
Yeah.
You have a phone.
They even showed off
Laugh out
where,
loud.
now I don't know how true this is, but supposedly they bought one of the slowest computers you can buy, which I doubt it's as slow as it could be, but they probably bought like a computer 5 years ago and let it play smoothly.
Right. Michael, they should have like brought in like a phone that's like not a flagship phone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a phone that's not like a Samsung, not a you know what I'm saying? And that would have
Yeah.
been impressive because
Dog said when we say crossplay here you are talking about what device you are using, not crossplay between consoles.
no,
Correct.
no. They did say that they are allowing the developers to enable crossplay amongst other consoles if they want to. It's kind of like how X or who someone else did that too, but no, it's amongst consoles. Now we're not talking about the PC and the phone. They said they had that they do
Just DB said it played smoothly from their closed network with all the devices on stage and no other users running it.
Right. So they said that they are supporting crossplay. So meaning if Xbox and Google and the developer are like, if the developer's like, yeah, I want this game to be crossplay with Xbox, Google's for it. basically it's putting more pressure on PlayStation to open
or any other console in general.
right,
Yeah.
but I think the only one that's not open to it right now is PlayStation. Nintendo's open to it because remember Nintendo and Xbox already were cross-play together on Fortnite. So this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. It puts the pressure on PlayStation that if this is executed properly, PlayStation, you're gonna have to have crossplay. You're just gonna have to do it because now you have now you're gonna have 3 companies, that say, yo, we're open to do crossplay, and if PlayStation don't want in, okay, fine. PlayStation people, you're gonna be by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I don't think PlayStation's gonna want to miss that opportunity. We'll see. Again, they said that they're putting it up to the developers on what they what they want to do. So depending on the game, So basically, if Ubisoft makes a game, they could say Ubisoft says, okay, I want this game to be cross-platform. You know what I'm saying? And
DB said, yep, by PS by themselves. With all the good exclusives.
With all the good exclusives.
Loud.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think PlayStation is going to be like, you know what? We're superior. We're going to be by ourselves. I think at some point they're going to be like, you know what? We're going to just go ahead and do it. I don't think, they've allowed certain games. Rocket League is fully cross-platform now. Doesn't matter what console you're on. Doesn't matter if you're on PC. Doesn't matter if you're on PlayStation. Doesn't matter if you're on Xbox. You can fully play Rocket League with anybody. That's why eventually, at some point, because for some reason, everybody that I know that is disabled or whatever and is a streamer, they all play Rocket League. So one day we're all gonna get together, no matter what system it's on or whatever, and we're all gonna just play Rocket League. Don't know when that's gonna be. I'm still in processes of talks with other ones, but yeah, we're gonna get everybody. We're all just gonna sit one day and we're all just gonna stream us all playing Rocket League. Because I think it's going to be pretty powerful. We can all get together. But anyway, back on Stadia. My and I'm just going to get this out the way. I'm going to get the negative thing out the way. And OG's probably not going to agree with this. Okay? So, I don't like that there's partnering with YouTube. Let me say this and let me say this why. Because YouTube is still not fixed. Okay? YouTube algorithm is still broken. YouTube is still being ran by the same Google computers. Probably. That's, the same Google technology that is picking, when to demonetize, when to not to demonetize, when to put your video in the recommendation, when to take your video out of the recommendation, when to do all these things. And it's like, okay, that's cool. Like at first I was like, man, this is cool. We get to get the crowd function where like if I hit the crowd button, I get to just join my streamer instantly. Okay, but again, and then people were complaining about, well, what does that do to Twitch? And I'm like, yeah, but Microsoft did the same thing. Mixer is bought by Microsoft. So, the main thing you can stream your, Mixer, or, your Xbox off of is Mixer. So, I think the only reason why they haven't announced Twitch yet because Twitch hasn't said anything because Twitch didn't know. But my biggest problem is that.
Hi Crew Dog. I wonder how this will impact the development of the Madbox console. This was my other question, but I think the Madbox console is going to be another Steam box. That's the one that I thought was going to be another Steam box
And honestly, I don't see the Mad Box doing well. For one, I believe it's still in crowdfunding. I don't even think it's in. If anybody can look that up for me, it would be awesome. But I don't think that the Mad Box is even in fruition yet, if that's the right word. Is even, what is this gonna do? Like my next question is like, what is Xbox gonna do? What is Xbox next move? What is PlayStation's next move? Because apparently the Google thing is supposed to be released this year. Personally, I say December. I say December this year.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably like we'll say holiday season.
Holiday
November,
season.
December.
Yeah, because they said that they're gonna have another, and like they're gonna talk about it more in the summer, but I don't think it's gonna be released in the summer. I think they need to get more people behind it, because I don't know. And then my next biggest thing too is like here's like my next biggest thing. Okay. All the devices that they showed.
DB said they said more details in the summer.
Yeah. My other thing is everything that they showed running it was wirelessly. I don't see wired Wi-Fi handling that kind of data. I don't know about y'all's Wi-Fi, but my Wi-Fi card only handles 100 megabytes. So, and I got 200. I got 2,000. I got 1,000 up and 1,000 down. I was about to say 2,000. I got 1,000 up and 1,000 down. But I guarantee you, my Wi-Fi don't get that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting to see, how it's gonna handle, because their biggest thing is you can play on Wi-Fi. You can play on your tablet. You can play on your phone. But your phone doesn't run on the Ethernet connection. Your tablet doesn't run on the Ethernet connection. So how is it going? It doesn't matter how big and strong your computers are in the back end. What's gonna happen if if your Wi-Fi, it doesn't handle the connection properly? Those are some of my concerns. And it's like, they haven't came up with faster Wi-Fi speeds. I don't know, man. I'm happy. I'm excited, because if it's executed properly, this is probably the route I'm gonna go as a gamer. So I can be on PC, so I can, it's just, I don't have to buy a console. It all depends. It all depends on, who makes the deal where, who gets partnered with them. I mean, as soon as I heard Ubisoft, I was with DB, cross-play division. I mean, I could see it. That's the perfect game to have running in the background. But what do you do with that person that is not on?
Kill Toucher said heck yeah.
Yeah, and being junior too. So my question is what do you do if you have that squad mate that's on his tablet, right? That's on his tablet, and they're not hooked into the Ethernet. Those are some issues. So I don't know. And the fact that the controller hooks in Wi-Fi too, that's a little interesting. That is a little interesting, because you would say, OMG, Wi-Fi connections are not reliable, correct?
Depends on the device.
Right. But a lot of times, Wi-Fi connections are not reliable. It's the reason why us streamers don't stream or don't use Wi-Fi. In fact, that's like a no-no. Now, if the YouTube thing does well and the partnership with this does well and they fix YouTube and everything it runs well, my next question is, what is Twitch and Mixer gonna do? What is Twitch and Mixer's next move?
So I can address some of the questions and concerns you already have because I think they've already explained some of this, and some of
Okay.
it is just stuff that might already be kind of an understood thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to address first the YouTube thing. When I saw that it was YouTube exclusive, I thought, huh, that's interesting. But then, of course, they're going to just do YouTube only because Google owns it.
Google owns YouTube, yes.
So that actually makes sense why they're just on YouTube.
Well, no, yeah, I know it makes sense, but the problem is YouTube is still broken.
Well, to be more specific, it's the YouTube gaming that's broken, not really YouTube as a whole, because
No.
it's the gaming stuff that gets hit more than anything else. Now, other things do get hit, don't get me wrong, but it feels okay. The main two things that get hits are bloggers and gamers.
Right.
And a lot of it is music related too, because of the fact that I've seen people who get hit because they did a blog and there was music from like a bar playing like down the street. So they got hit for it. You know what I mean? So there are some stupid things that happen where, even bloggers get hit. But the gaming thing, that's what's really been kind of a huge miss with YouTube and, the whole situation, which is what's more broken than anything else. But what I'm thinking is going to happen is one, with more education on how to stop your videos from being demonetized, like I mentioned the other week, where all you really have to do is kind of just fight it and just say, because again, when you get hit the first time, it's just a bot.
Right.
It's not someone who actually did anything. So all you have to do is just appeal it, and then 9 times out of 10 you're going to win, and you'll be able to continue as normal. So you just have to be a little educated, put in a little more work just to reply.
But at the same time, that's a lot of work.
To reply, not really.
Well, I mean, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get hit, and then so you're gonna have to like appeal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like I wouldn't do that, but not the average person is gonna want to do that every time.
Yeah, and the average person is not going to want to do it. I get that. We're kind of in this age where we feel like we shouldn't have to do anything,
right?
And I get that. But if especially for those who are like trying to make money, if this is your finances on the line, you need to just do it.
Yeah.
Now, for those of us who's not making money, like myself right now, yeah, no, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to do it. I'll just take whatever hits. I don't really care because what am I losing? But for those trying to make money, you're gonna do it, or you're gonna take the loss. That's on you. You know what I mean? You have to understand that everybody knows how YouTube is. Everybody by now should be educated because there's videos talking about how to deal with it. So just deal with it. If for those of you who are really making money. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So as far as it being exclusive to YouTube, it makes sense. But this could also help people who like to stream on YouTube possibly get more views because of the fact that everything's going to be so live and connected with other gaming partners like Ubisoft and stuff like that. You can go to Ubisoft's website, play the game, and then all of a sudden see somebody else streaming it, join their thing. And that's more attention you're getting because of what Stadia is putting out there. So Stadia basically is taking the initiative to get you more views. It's not really YouTube that's really doing anything. It's just all Stadia doing the work for YouTube.
Well, and I think there's something that you don't understand about YouTube, which is fine. And DB brought it up just now, is that there's actually an algorithm. Like, for instance, like you have to even for YouTube to like put your video in rotation, your video has to be like, for instance, this is what he said. He said YouTube algorithms are not great, but considering that they are trying to use a digital presence to view the Inquities to 300 hours of video per second, and it is like everything else. As soon as people figure out the algorithm is out of date. And yeah, so there's an algorithm that a lot of people don't understand with YouTube, and that's the main thing that I'm bringing up, is that the algorithm. I'm not really talking about the band thing. I'm talking about the algorithm, and the algorithm is out of whack. Um, and that's something that they need to fix. Personally, I don't think there needs to be uh that serious of an algorithm, honestly. I shouldn't have to I shouldn't have to make my video, and this is just, I'm just using this for an example. I'm not saying that this is what it is, but this is what I mean by the algorithm. For certain for the video to get noticed by the algorithm, it's got to be like 10 minutes long, or
I just DB. Maybe I missed something, but what does the YouTube algorithm have to do with Stadia?
what does it have to do with Stadia? Because I mean, in my opinion, it has a lot to do with, because one of their main things was one of their main things that they brought up was content creation and creators, and that it's going to bring everybody closer together as creation. And as a content creator, as a streamer, I can see how, if this is executed right,
JSB said at just_DB, do you follow college basketball?
They, in my opinion, I feel like this could put a lot of stress on Twitch and Mixer.
JSDB said not closely boobies.
But I feel like, that I just feel like they should. I feel like they should. Like, I get it, but I feel like they should wait to partner with YouTube to fix their algorithm and stuff. Because
Kill Tujair said I follow Auburn.
I feel like that they like I said, the content creation thing, and a lot of people are gonna like that for streaming and stuff like that. You're gonna see when Stadia comes out, you're gonna see a lot of people like trying to stream on YouTube and a lot of things, and a lot of people are going to be discouraged because of the algorithm that's messed up, and so then it's going to pull a lot of people, in my opinion, that are content creators away from Stadia. I feel like before announcing with the partnership with YouTube or any streaming service as far as game content creation,
JSB said at Grandpa Kill Tujair LOL not good enough JK. Just DB said Stadia will be open to use Twitch/Mixer as well. Too many diehards will not leave Twitch/Mixer, and Stadia won't want to miss out on the $.
Yeah. I know that. I get that. But again, I guarantee you that the whole crowd join feature, or whatever it's called, I can't remember the actual function, the name of the function. That's only going. I guarantee you, that's only going to be available on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So certain features are going to be the reason why people join do the whole YouTube thing again, which is fine, which is totally fine. But the major problem with the algorithm right now is that, and Big Timer was having this problem, and a lot of streamers and content creators were having this problem, is you do a bunch of videos, right? And you would get, your subs and stuff and views. And then if you were to stream, then it puts your video in a different algorithm, and you would just start losing subs. Not because of people were not because people were unsubbing.
Just DB said crowd play will be a novelty only. Creators won't open their sessions frequently due to the troll factor.
I don't know. I think if done properly, I think it could be used well. I think, if you do it right, just like anything could be a novelty or a good feature if you do it right. You know what I mean? You could do sub days where you turn on the feature. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You could I'm optimistic about it, but again, I feel that you know there's things that are going on with the algorithm that if they're going to announce to be like, yo, we're going hand in hand with YouTube. Like, I feel like you need to fix YouTube before you even slap YouTube on it, because, like I said, there are it was the reason why Big Timer stopped streaming on YouTube was because of the algorithm was broken, and because he was doing regular videos and then he was streaming on YouTube, which made the algorithm broken and put him in this whole it messes up your channel. Like, they'll sit there and tell you if you do videos and then you stream on YouTube, it like messes up the channel because it confuses the algorithm. I can't go into full detail because I can't remember like all of it, but you can look it up, and that's where the algorithm is messed up. And as a content creator, as a streamer, even though I don't stream on YouTube, I feel for content creators everywhere, streamers, because I know how much time and work and effort they put into this. If you're going to announce to be a part of something like this, you need to make sure that you have your ducks in a row as far as with YouTube, because to me right now, the state of where YouTube is right now, like, in my opinion, with Stadia, that wasn't a good move. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it. I'm not saying that it's not a good idea. It's a good idea, but let's fix, like, like, I started thinking about this for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. You have all these computers and you have all this stuff, but yet we haven't fixed YouTube yet. We haven't fixed YouTube yet.
Hi, just DB. You can't quote unquote fix YouTube. The space is too fluid and things change more rapidly
Yeah, I
every
mean,
day.
I can understand
All
that.
of the
I still
proposed
think
issues
that,
with YouTube stem from ad
the whole
sponsors wanting to
idea
pick and choose when
is
and where their
still
ads are
good to
shown.
partner with YouTube now, because it's not necessarily a way to draw a new audience, in my opinion. I think it's a way for someone who already has an audience to have a closer connection with that audience.
Yeah.
Because there are some people who stream on YouTube who know their schedule and show up every time they're live on YouTube.
That's
Like,
true
that is a
too.
thing.
That is true.
So the whole purpose is for your community that you've already built
Mm-hmm.
to be able to just join you
Mm-hmm.
and play with you, as opposed to it being kind of a random thing. And I think that's really more the point. It's not to get new viewers, even though that's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's just for you to get closer to your already made community.
See, and I disagree with that. I think actually it's going to draw more newer. I think it's going to bring more, not only newer people into the streaming era, but I think it's going to even bring more newer people into gaming, because now instead of having to spend $1,000 on a computer, or like $400 on a console, they get to play the games that they've been wanting to play for the long time. Like, say for instance, say for instance they want to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I'm using that game because that's the game that they showcased on their private network. Yeah, okay. So, or we could even use Doom.
Just DB. I think I said to you yesterday, this is just going to dilute the market even more.
Yeah.
There is less and less of an audience every day because it is becoming too easy to become a creator.
Yep. I totally agree, and it's hard. I totally agree.
Said creator.
I know. I totally agree. It's making it too easy, and I totally agree. It's making everybody too easy to be a creator. Totally agree. So it makes it harder for people like us that want to do this for a living to actually maintain an audience, because, like, right now, and I'm not saying, I'm using this for an example. So don't take this as like any disrespect by any means, but 90% of my audience are streamers. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I only have like 10% that are just like actually just straight audience. And it's crazy because, you know, it's just crazy. Like there's no standard, there's no um application to become a creator. And I don't know if necessarily that's the route that it needs to happen or whatever, but I yes.
JSB said I am the minority thumbs up sign.
Yes, you are my 10%. Boobies. Yeah, like literally, probably that's not even no joke. Probably she's like the only person in here, in the chat that does not stream. Does not stream. I mean, it's gonna become even more easier now. For anybody to become a content creator, and it's gonna be, and I don't know, and even like I said, now the people that want a game, that want to play the you know, the awesome PC games, you know, or play Fortnite at 120 frames per second or 200 frames per second. You're gonna be able to do that now, and you're not gonna have to spend, like, that's what I'm happy about. Like, I can game at the full potential without having to spend money on hardware. Like,
Yep.
like I'm happy about that. But at the same time, like, I'm not afraid to sit there and say, you know what? There are some cons in this situation if certain things ain't handled properly. But yeah, I think it's going to make the market more lucrative, as far as there's going to be a lot more people gaming, and because it's so easy to start streaming, because I don't remember exactly what they said, but they even said that they're gonna make it to where, like, when you stream, it's not even gonna affect you. But anyway, like, so, like, my thing is, like, and then, like, I'd say I'm gonna give a rough number. Let's say 50% of the new people that come into the market become streamers. You know what I'm saying? Because it just becomes more easier, you know, and so it's just going to make the game, you know, it's a good thing because we get growth, but at the same time, it's going to be more difficult for people to you know,
started.
and then you got people like that've been streaming for a while, and they're like, why are my numbers so low? Well, it's not because you're necessarily doing anything wrong. It's just other people are streamers now. Your audience has become streamers.
Don't see Stadia or cloud
The only
gaming becoming a
downside, in my
viable or
opinion,
reliable
and this
option
is
for 10
probably
to
just going to
15
be for the
years or
first,
more
we'll
unless
say
some
3 to
major
6 months,
technological breakthrough
YouTube
happens
streaming is
with
going
the
to be
internet as a
oversaturated
whole.
for a while
I
because
wonder what Elon
everybody's
Musk
going
is
to want
doing.
to try it because it's going to be an easy way to go. And then about 80% of them are going to leave because they realize they're not going anywhere with it. And the 20% that do get somewhere, they'll be able to continue on. I think once we get over that 6-month hump, I think that the whole streaming side of Stadia will be where it needs to be, and then everybody else will just be more or less viewers. Now, I'm not gonna try the whole streaming thing on Stadia at all because I would rather just make videos, not really do streaming.
Well, you could.
So this
Well,
isn't.
yeah, you can make videos from
Go ahead.
Stadia. Yeah, you can make videos from Stadia too. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can still make videos, but as far as like the whole jumping in with me thing, like I'm not gonna test that because again, I'm not. I would rather not do the live thing as far as like game. I'd rather just enjoy it on my own and just make my own videos and go from there.
so you are getting Stadia.
I'm considering it.
Okay, depending on the price, right?
Yeah, like I said, I haven't heard a number yet. I mean, it depends on and I believe it's going to be a monthly service. They haven't said anything, but I'm pretty confident it's going to be a monthly fee. Because I mean, why would there be a price for something digital that's not really a game as a one-time thing? I'm pretty sure to maintain the services, you got to give something at a more consistent basis.
So does this?
Just DB said Elon Musk's SpaceX wins FCC approval to put 7,000 Starlink internet satellites into orbit.
Interesting. But I mean, are satellites really that reliable? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. Are satellites really that reliable when it comes to internet? That's me being a dumb nerd, not being a smart nerd. That's me being a dumb nerd. My next question is to this: does it change the gaming market as far as how games are sold and price? Because if you're paying a monthly service, are you getting the service, and you're getting like a whole list of the games, like Netflix? Because that's what people are saying that, and that's apparently. I guess I missed that part, but I guess it's going to be like Netflix.
Well, that's the thing is they never elaborated.
Right.
But it's a combination of things that
Just
you will be
DB said
getting.
7,000
Because one
of
thing
them
that I
could be
did
pretty
hear
reliable.
is,
Or
yes,
if
you
he's
are going to
shooting for
get already
12,000
existing
satellites.
titles that are going to be basically ported over to this service. But on top of that, they're going to be making their own games. So I don't know if this, whatever this, like I said, I'm just assuming it's a monthly fee. So
Right.
if they have a monthly fee, I'm hoping it's a situation to where this monthly fee would encompass any new releases. That's what I'm hoping. Because it wouldn't make sense to, let's say, somebody who's used to playing something on PC who's already bought the game have to buy it again just to do the whole Stadia version on on their platform. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm pretty sure that they're probably gonna be kind of like the whole Nintendo service where, or anything, or Xbox Game Pass where you get like the games are included basically.
100 games, but you just never own the games. That's another problem too. Like that's another thing with Stadia. Like, and we need to bring up just for podcast services. You will never technically own a game on Stadia.
And you know what? As long as
Just
the
DB
games
said
don't
willing
just
to bet it will
randomly
be in
disappear,
tiers of
that's
quality
okay.
and timing
You don't
of the
really need
release
to
of the
own the game.
games.
You just need to be able to play the game or
Right.
watch whichever whatever
Right.
side you're on.
Right.
So
I
that's
mean,
fine as long as they maintain it.
willing to bet if it will be tiers of quality and timing of the release of the games. DB said he'll bet it's going to be tiers of quality, like different tiers, like basically different monthly
Yeah.
subscriptions.
No, I get what he's saying. I actually agree that that's a strong possibility. Because different tiers could give you different services. Like for
Doc said it
example,
will probably
being
start
able
at
to
$20
have
a
a
month.
game at launch could be like the highest tier, whereas a lower tier means that you could probably watch, but you won't be able to have the game until maybe a certain amount of time later.
I hope there's a yearly service or annual fee. So
yeah, I mean, I always like it when you have a choice to either do monthly or like biannually or just annually.
yeah.
I mean, those are always good options, and of course, the longer you do the subscription for, the more of a discount you get. Like,
Right.
I hope they do something like that.
Right.
So yeah, I'm down for
Right. Right. Because like for my PlayStation now, which is actually coming up soon. I actually need to remember the 28th. You gotta pay. I pay like 40 or 60. No, it's $60 a year for PlayStation, and I think $60 a year for Xbox, and that's just to play. That's just to use the network services. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I hope, because I honestly I'm not gonna be feeling like paying $20 a month.
JSB said I hope their account security is better than Epic's.
Well, yeah, it's Google. They even said that their their security, like one of the like things about this is like people are, how like on Call of Duty or on Xbox, people are able to get your ISPs and DDoS you. Like they're not like all the information is going to be like on their end inside there. So can't nobody get your information unless you're an idiot and you tell people your information. Which some people are not the smartest people in the shed. It's okay. But yeah. So Google's always been pretty smart when it comes to security. Have you ever lost your password to your Google account and not been able
No.
to? Oh, I have. I lost my password of my Google account once, and I wasn't able to, and I forgot the question. I wasn't able, not this Google account, but like a long time ago, and I was never able to get back in it because I didn't I couldn't prove myself. That Google does not play. Google does not play
Yeah.
when it comes to security. I'm not saying that they're the best or that it's like 100% flaw proof, because nothing's 100% flaw proof, but they way better than Epic. That's for sure. And they'll help you. But you know, I don't know. It's crazy to see what Google, and to think about like all the other Google services that are. Think about all the other services Google has that they can tie in with this technology of Stadia. You know, they got Google Drive, Google Docs, Google, like everything, Google Maps. You know, so much can can. My next question is like, you know, of course, is like it can open the door for accessibility, because it's Google. You know what I mean? For more accessibility, for better support for accessibility gamers, for people that need accessibility. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm scared. As you know, even though I mentioned those negative things, I'm really excited for it. I'm just a little skeptic because it also is going to depend on how fast your internet has to be, and they haven't said that how fast your internet needs to be. I'm not worried about it, but the average consumer that is not a streamer, that you know may not live in the best area, how is it gonna work for them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody that's like on satellite internet, you know, that dude that does play Xbox One, that does play PlayStation. And they're like, "Oh, I get to play AAA PC games. I'm on it." And then you go and you get the service, and then bam, your internet sucks. Sorry, Charlie, can't play. You know, so it'll be interesting to see what the requirements are to run Stadia, I guess.
So my understanding is that the numbers are better overall than Microsoft and Sony's, you know, services combined. So you would think that they would be able to compensate for that, because that was one of the strongest. And even though this isn't specifically internet, but one of the strongest things that they did emphasize is that as far as the hardware you have, it doesn't matter. They're going to make up for it.
Right.
And
said, I
that
just
could
don't
be
hope
true
we have
to a
watch an ad
degree.
for every 10 minutes of gameplay.
Wi-Fi rise, and I say to a degree. I do believe that Stadia is going to compensate to some degree, even if you don't have the best internet connection. As long as you have a certain amount, I don't know what that number is going to be, obviously, of speed or whatever you have, you should still be okay. I don't think it's going to be as awkward as it sounds. I think they're going to be able to compensate for a lot more than what they're saying.
Grandpa Kilchi Jr. says, "I just hope I don't have to deal with an ad every 10 seconds when I'm playing a game."
Yeah, I doubt that, especially if you're paying
Just
for a
Diggy
monthly
said they
service.
said
Now, if you were
10.7
getting
teraflops,
ads,
for
they would
instance,
have to make it
but none
free.
of that matters if you can
So
receive
I don't
that
think it's going
data
to be
on your
like that.
end
I
due to
seriously doubt
bandwidth.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to see what they. It honestly, it was cool, but it just leaves me with more questions. And maybe that's what they wanted to do.
They did that on purpose because this was just the introduction. This wasn't them actually going into the meat and potatoes. All they gave us was general information that you get from everybody, like the fact that they kept stressing 4K, 60 frames per second. That's just what everybody says. So that's nothing new. We expect that nowadays.
And
the only thing that sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and they flex their terafloppies as Xbox One X. They remember we used to call the Xbox One X the teraflop. But go ahead, sorry.
Oh yeah. The only thing that they said that's kind of made people kind of quiet and have question marks is they said they were going to support 8K as well, because 8K does exist, just not in the mass market.
Right.
So you know that 8K is coming, obviously. Which to me, I don't really care. But
I don't even have 4K right now.
yeah, I don't even do 4K. Yeah, so I mean, but for the person who's like the big tech nerd that likes all of the hardcore stats, like the
Yeah.
fact that they even brought up 8K is the only thing that should make you super excited. Because if you're a tech nerd like that, you want to hear stuff like that, and no one else is saying it. So the
Yeah.
fact that they already talked about being able to support 8K before it's released on mass market, that's a big statement. That's a clue right there that tells you that they're going to be able to compensate for a lot more than they're saying. This is just the introduction. This is what we have. This is what it can do, at a basic standpoint. They're leaving you with a lot of questions because they're going to talk about some of that later.
They're also and if you dive deep into it more with what they said with the AK, that also makes this, if you think about it, that's basically saying they're staying around for a while. Stadia's not, once it's being released, Stadia ain't going nowhere.
So they already have plans, and they're already building their arsenal of developers that are going to be helping them with games. And then, like I said, this is AAA companies that's going to be helping with creating more content. So I think they have a pretty bright future.
I'm trying to think, did Google ever fail big? Like, I
Hi
know.
Just DB. I like this comment I just read about Stadia.
Google as a company, not that I'm aware of.
Hi
No,
Just DB.
Hold
they
on.
probably had
Presented
some
as a
minor
wonderful way
losses.
to buy a video game and instantly have it appear on your screen. Google Stadia seems to be ignoring both that most online multiplayer gaming is super latency sensitive, and most ISPs suck.
Yeah.
Just DB said Google Plus.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't really major though. I don't think. Google something that wasn't an app, like, cause Google Allo and Google Plus, yeah, they sucked. But other than that, like anything that was like a company that wasn't like an app, did they fail on? I mean,
Yeah, because just like a game failing doesn't mean that it's Google's fault. That's the developer's
well,
fault. So that's
Google Plus was like their version of Facebook,
okay.
before, and Twitter. But I actually had Google Plus, never used it.
I never use it either.
But he said, but that person must not have watched the video, because they even said that they were going to make it to, they were going to fix the latency, that they were fixing the latency of the thing of the on the multiplayer thing. They actually addressed that, DB. So, I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I'm just saying that they actually addressed that actually in the video. So I guess that person missed that. But yeah, I don't remember where and exactly what they said, but they actually showed a little they showed like a little diagram on the thing with the, it was like right before they mentioned the 1,000 player
Just
battle
DB
royale.
said there is no way they can do that unless they become the universal ISP.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's what we think. But again, like, it's why they get paid a lot more money than we do. Like, they know more. They probably know more about like what's going on right now than what we know. You know what I mean? We only know what we know, what is being open to our eyes. For all we know, we might already have the technology. We just don't know it. I mean, I'm not saying that it's going. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that we don't know. You know what I mean? We just know what we know. So because we know what we know, we're putting ourselves in a box thinking that it can't happen. So until like, the day comes, like we'll be able to know. You know what I mean? There might be technology, some things that they're doing in the background that we can't even fathom right now. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, like, I just think that I'm not saying it to say it like this, that I feel like the console can, like, it's gonna have flaws. It's gonna have flaws, but I'm just saying we can't really say what those flaws are gonna be, because we don't know what they know. We don't know, and we only know what they showed us. We only know what they told us, and that and that goes on to my next point. With social media and everything, you only know what people tell you. You only know what Google shows you. You only know, So it's like there's things like that go on that we may not know of, but just because we don't know it doesn't mean that it can't happen.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, and you probably right, but again, looking at it from both sides of the field, they're getting paid a crap load of money. We're not. They obviously know something we don't. They. I don't think. I. Here's the thing. I don't think Google would be spending all this money to fail.
Agreed.
It would be stupid. I don't.
I mean, this is something that they've been playing for a while. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't,
Yeah.
and the reason that we know this has been planned for a while is because I brought up many, many months ago that there were rumors going around that that Google was making a console, even though that wasn't true. But I at least brought up the rumor, and then we talked recently about the controller,
Which I'm still not a
that
fan
was-
of. But go ahead.
Personally, the controller, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I'd use it and I wouldn't care. But I mean, yeah. But so then, they eventually started talking about the controller, how they were filing a patent and stuff like that, which is what led more people to believe that a console is going to be created by Google. So I mean, obviously, they've been taking steps, they've been doing their research for a long time. This isn't just a random thing. Hey, we're going to go ahead and do this. No, they took the time to really put everything together. So I don't think they're going to be failing anytime.
And here's the crazy thing when you think about it. Google didn't need to do this. Does that make sense? Okay, PlayStation and Xbox, they're expected to do things like they're expected to come up with a new console, right? And new technology, right? Because they're in the gaming market. Right? They're in the gaming market. They're expected to so like every E3, they're expected to bring it. PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo, they have expectations to bring it. Okay. Google was fine where they were at. So the thing to ponder on and for food for thought, do you really think Google is going to fail to the point where they're going to run themselves in the ground when they're stepping into a space that they didn't even need to step into? Because honestly, Google didn't need to step in this space. They're already winning, okay? They're already winning technically in the gaming area by Google Play. You know what I mean?
They really didn't need to do this.
They didn't need to do this. They wanted to do this. They didn't have to do this. They weren't pressured to do this. They weren't expected to do this. They weren't, oh, Google better come up with like something soon or da 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 da. Now, PlayStation and Xbox and Sony, PlayStation and Nintendo, they're expected, okay, in 2020, or when's the next gaming console coming out? When's the next gen coming out? When's the next such and such coming out? They're expected, and they're expected to deliver. And half the time, these companies fail. Google didn't need to step in this space. They wanted to. So there's a difference. So my thing is, even though we don't understand and we feel like we're skeptical, and we have every right to be skeptical about this situation. Of course we do.
JustDB said same can be said about Sony and Microsoft before they released their original consoles. It's all about taking an idea and seeing if you can develop a business plan that makes money. How JustDB?
Yeah.
They just think they can make money. End of story.
I don't know, man. I tend to think that, because we always just think everybody's about the money, and I tend to think that it's not always just about the money. That's just me. I think that Google didn't need to they were already making money from this market. As far as mobile wise, think about it. Anything you download from Google or on the Android,
JustDB said, I wonder if it will be compatible with Google Glass. Oops, that failed.
I don't even know what Google Glass was, so I can't even say. I just feel like that I don't think that they would. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I'm not saying that it's going to be the best thing ever. I just don't think it's going to be a big fail. I don't think it's going to be a big L. I think if anything, it's going to make PlayStation and Xbox step up their game, or Microsoft. You know, and again, I don't always, like I said, I'm not that person to think, oh, they're just in it for the money or whatever, because if that's the case, then I got to look at everybody that way. Oh, why does that person streaming? Because they're in it for the money. When I know for difference, there's a lot of people that stream that are not in it for the money. There's a lot of people in the world that do things that are not in it for the money. Now,
Just DB. It's going to be an interesting narrative, but not one that I think is needed in the gaming space.
I think it is. I think it is. But I just don't. I think it is because for people like me, like, again, I'm going to be able to play stuff that I've been wanting to play that, of course, and I'm addressing this to you. It's easier for you to say because, like, if you wanted to, like, you've went out and you've bought a PC.
Just DB said you hope.
You're able to go out and buy a PC. You're able to go out and buy, the top notch stuff. There's people that are not. So to be able to do that, to be able to do that and to give that person an opportunity, I think is amazing. The fact that we have the possibility to take hardware out of the way, it is cool. And even the fact that it's here it's amazing. Like, because even if they don't do it 100% like right, somebody else is gonna do it better. Okay? So this is what I'm saying. It opens the door. Like, after this launches, like, even if it doesn't 100% do well, it's going to open the door for somebody to do it better. So, or make it to where it will be better. So, after Stadia launches, gaming will never be the same again. Gaming takes a new turn. And as a gamer, as a content creator, you got to be excited. Because even if it doesn't do 100% well, it opens up new doors for possibilities and opportunities.
Just DB said the concept is here, but the reality is not. I hope it does work.
Yeah,
and does
it's
make
definitely the
gaming
start
more
of a new
accessible.
thing.
Right. So I feel like, and again, that's just what we know right now. We don't know everything. We don't know everything what they know. So I feel like, it could be either way, even if it doesn't perform 100% well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I'm excited about it. I really am. I also want to do a quick shout out to MatPat as well, because for those who are not familiar with him, because I kind of am, he is a YouTuber, kind of a big deal, and I'll explain why I think he's a big deal. Because not only is he a YouTuber that was able to be a part of this kind of a presentation, but I don't know if y'all remember this, but I mentioned months ago where there was somebody who has a YouTube channel who had Reggie from Nintendo on their channel. That's the guy.
Wow, that's awesome.
MatPat, he's the guy that had Reggie on his YouTube channel twice. Wow. So shout outs to you, bro. Not only were you able to get Reggie on your channel twice, but then you got to be one of the presenters of GDC as a YouTube content creator. Yeah. That's hype. That is really what helps put YouTube more on the map too, is the fact that he's been really making a lot of interesting moves and getting out there. So I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. and I do know things don't run perfectly, but I'm optimistic. Yo, what up, man? Thank you, Devil, for that host, man. But I don't know, man. I'm pretty good as far as this week. Uh I don't know about you if you got more stuff you want to talk about, because I mean we could talk about this topic all day, but I mean we could talk about this topic all day, but at the end of the day, like, um, there's just a lot of things we don't know, and
Yeah.
mentally we're putting ourselves in boxes, and if we would have put ourselves, and if we would have, if the Wright brothers would have put themselves in the box, saying, that could have never been done, you know flight would have never happened. You know what I'm saying? There's always a way to make something done. It's just, there, you just got to try and learn. And like I said, they may know something that we know. I mean, I'm pretty sure when the Wright brothers said, they're gonna build the first airplane and people are gonna fly, people are like, oh no, that can't happen, blah 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 blah, and they pulled it off. So I mean, we can dance around this subject all day long about the pros and the cons and how it can't happen. But the thing is, like I said, they know something we don't. They getting paid. They putting all this money into something that we don't have. Um, and obviously, if we knew more than if we knew more than they did, we would be in their position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We would be in their
Mhm.
position. I'd be in a Florida mansion house with with my wife and kid and getting paid, helping Google get their situation. But the fact is, we don't know more than what they know. Um, you know, so they may surprise us, and even if they don't surprise us and it doesn't do 100% well, it still changes the gaming industry for forever. And you know gaming will never be the
Yeah.
same, and somebody behind them is going to do it better. So
Yeah.
either way, it's a
Now,
good thing. Go ahead.
one thing that I do want to say too, though, is just because they're not making a console or anything doesn't necessarily mean that the other gaming companies need to follow that suit. If Sony wants to keep making consoles, go ahead and keep doing it. Nintendo wants to make consoles, go ahead and do it. But if nothing else, what Google is doing could kind of help them to either boost their online services
Just DB
or
said your
whatever
omelet
things
was
could do.
going
And
to
especially
change
with I
gaming
think
as well.
Microsoft is the one that could
Laugh out
possibly
loud.
benefit from this the most, since they're the ones that's potentially talking about not making consoles and just doing services. The Google right here is where they can do their homework while they're doing whatever they're doing. They can watch what this whole Stadia thing does, and they may be able to improve upon it. I really think that this is a huge opportunity for Microsoft to do what I think that they were meant to do. I think they were more meant to be a
Just
gaming
DB said
service,
smile.
um, rather than trying to make big consoles. Not saying that they're bad at consoles, because they're not. But I think this is more up Microsoft's alley than Nintendo or Sony. So I think this
Yeah,
is going to be their big shot.
yeah. I think if anybody's gonna try and do it, it's gonna be Microsoft. I think Microsoft's kicking themselves in the butt right now. Because they didn't stick with their gut. I think Microsoft could have already done it. I don't know why they didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it had to, again, there's stuff that we don't know. So
Just DB said Microsoft is doing it. Wait for E3.
you think Microsoft is doing it at E3? Yeah, I know, but I'm saying Microsoft could have been the first to do it. And I feel like if Microsoft would have done it first, we'd be having a different conversation right now. Let's put it this way.
Well, there is a good reason that I think the Microsoft hasn't done it, because you already answered that question earlier. You
Oh yeah,
mentioned earlier where Google doesn't have anything to lose because they're not pressured.
right.
Microsoft is pressured. This is like new territory.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
don't know what's going to happen, and they don't want to risk too much money, which
Yeah.
is why they've been hesitant. But now that
Hi, Just
Stadia is
DB.
doing this,
Stadia isn't
Microsoft
the
can now
first to
feel
do
more
it,
comfortable
just the
in
biggest
joining
name
suit.
behind it.
He said stay. Yeah, but okay. But I mean, I know games have done it, but I mean, like, I'm saying, like people like that, like as far as gaming, like I know games have done it, but like, I mean, cause I even play my Super Nintendo games through a browser. You know what I mean? On my Xbox. Uh, but what I'm saying is like an actual like gaming. I don't even know how to explain
Just
it.
DB said, have you heard of OnLive?
Uh, no, I've never heard of OnLive, but I've heard of Nesbox. I think it's Nesbox. Nesbox is how I play all my Super Nintendo games on my Xbox One. Is through a browser and Dropbox, because you get your ROMs. You get your ROMs. You go to Nesbot something something something, and then you upload the ROM on the browser, and then you play the ROM, and it's basically seamless. But yeah, no, I've never heard of OnLive. But yeah, yeah, and even he does a funny thing.
Just DB said it's on live. They shut down the service in 2015 when they were bought by Microsoft.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never heard of OnLive. So my thing is too, even if Google loses, they still don't lose because they had nothing to lose. I mean, they lose the money they invested, but they'll get that back. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think they're gonna be number one. I don't think it's gonna kill anything. Everybody thinks it's gonna, like, all these YouTube critics and analysts say it's gonna kill Xbox. I don't think it's gonna kill Xbox.
Not at all.
I don't think
it's
it's,
gonna kill it.
I don't think it's gonna kill Xbox.
Or Microsoft, not
Microsoft. I don't think it's gonna kill anything. I don't think anything's gonna die. I just think, again, it's going to make Xbox and PlayStation better. I just think the one that's gonna be under pressure more is PlayStation.
JCB said, my mistake. The patents for OnLive were bought by Sony.
Oh, they were bought by Sony. Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's probably where they use their PlayStation Now thing from, which is also a streaming service by PlayStation.
Sure is.
So I mean, it's just destined to happen. But PlayStation or Google just said, you know what, we're gonna do it first, and then we're gonna make it accessible for everywhere and everybody. I don't know. Like I said, we could dance around this subject all day long, but nobody has the right answer right now. Nobody. The only one that's got the right answer is Google, and when it launches, and that answer is gonna come out when it launches, and we're able to play it. If I'm able to, I will stream it, and we will experience it together. If I can afford it. Hopefully I can afford it. Hopefully it's not something crazy. If it is, then we're doing a donation goal. I'm just kidding. All right, man. You have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, we can let everything else be next
All right.
week. So
Yes. All right. All right. Go ahead and take us out. And please remember, I will be off tomorrow and Friday. I will not be streaming tomorrow or Friday due to my influenza A. So please remember.
Right.
Bird flu.
But once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for listening to the OG podcast and watching, where we're here Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central, to discuss all types of gaming related topics, get a few, laughs and cries and all that good stuff that we love, all those emotions out there. And then, of course, we're always going to be available through Twitch here and there or YouTube, depending on our respective channels. So don't
Just
forget to
DB
check
said,
out
have a
Handy
great
Kill
rest
Cam
of
when he
you day,
does
guys.
record. He does have a big charity coming up, so please
March
support
25th.
him. March 25th. This coming Monday, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, Monday.
So
Yep.
this coming Monday, please show him some love. As he does a new charity. I'm really, really happy to see the opportunities that he's doing, and I'm really proud of him that he's got to this point. So please show him some love there. And then, of course, I'm sure he'll be streaming throughout the week next week, so please check him out. And also, please check out my YouTube library, Original Mobile Gamer on YouTube. Got all types of mobile gaming videos. We got demos, lots of Shadowverse, lots of other related games. And then, of course, until next week, you keep gaming and y'all take care.
Later, guys. Oh, I hit the wrong button.